Vorn is the Earl of Alsace, the land where a great war is taking place between the two kingdoms. With the overwhelming power of the enemy's female general, the kingdom of Brune is defeated. The prince is killed, and Vorn has only 5 arrows left. With the hope of holding the enemy back, Vorn decides that he will defeat the female general by himself. He calculates. The distance is 300 miles, and the wind speed is 15 meters per second, and he starts attacking. But he's surprised when he sees the female general just smiling at him. With only 2 arrows left, he tries his best to aim accurately, but the female general is too strong. It seems that his life is coming to an end, but suddenly, the female general says, "From now on, Vorn, you will be mine." He thought it was just a joke, but he indeed officially became Princess Ellen's subordinate. The Brune Kingdom refuses to redeem him. At the training ground, the soldiers start laughing at Vorn. This is the rumored sniper genius? So ridiculous. After the first attempt, Vorn realizes there is a problem with the bow in his hand. Suddenly, on the wall, an assassin shows up aiming the arrow straight at the princess, but Ellen manages to protect herself by activating the wind barrier. While everyone is panicking, Vorn calmly asks, "Should I arrest him, alive or not?" After that, everyone is shocked to see the scene from their eyes. With only a broken bow, Vorn actively shoots the assassin in the foot from a distance of 300 meters. Many days have passed, and Vorn is getting used to his new life. Apart from the fact that Vorn accidentally sees the princess bathing, everything is normal to him. Until one day, Vorn's butler tells him that Marquis Then is sending troops to invade Vorn's home territory. The last great defeat has led to the death of the prince. Now the Kingdom of Brune is falling into a civil war for the throne. As the Earl of Alsace, Vorn is responsible for protecting his land. But even if Vorn is the king of the magic bullet, he alone can't fight 3,000 enemies. So Vorn asks the princess, "Lend me your soldiers." But nothing is free. Ellen agrees to lend Vorn her soldiers, in exchange for both him and the land of Alsace. After getting his armor ready, Vorn together with Ellen's army set out to the battle. The number of enemy troops is tripled, but Vorn's side has a territorial advantage. Enemy troops begin to flood inside the castle, looting anything they come across on their way. Under his father's orders, Zion brings 2 dragons to attack Alsace's territory. It is all just a warning to the entire Brune Kingdom. Against Marquis Then means death. He starts to look for Vorn's mansion. At the very moment, he is about to do evil to Vorn's maidservant. An arrow shoots straight into his hand, so fast that he cannot feel the pain until he notices his own right hand. Vorn and Princess Ellen show up just in time to stop Then. While Vorn and Tita are hugging each other, Vorn feels the killing intent. He reacts extremely quickly, grabs the arrow, and uses it to shoot down the assassin. Yes, that is the true level of Vorn, who is known as the king of the magic bullet. The enemy really pissed him off. For the first time in his life, Vorn decides to use the family's sacred weapon, the black bow. According to their plan, 100 troops will stay to defend the wall. The remaining 900 troops will be divided into 2 groups. Vorn and Ellen lead 400 soldiers directly into the opponent's formation. A battle immediately takes place. Suddenly, there's a whistle, and a brown earth dragon appears. Vorn and Ellen immediately fall into the enemy's pincer position. Meanwhile, Ellen is dealing with the dragon. Ellen begins to activate her divine instrument, aiming it at the dragon. Sword Storm, Leadmos. That one slide of Ellen's sword split dragon into 2 halves. As a general, Zion challenges Vorn to a one-on-one solo match. Vorn only has a bow as his weapon. Zion begins to laugh, but his smile doesn't last too long. Vorn shoots 4 arrows in a row, breaking Zion's shield. Zion begins to panic. "Vorn, are you human?" He uses the ultimate move. Running was the best option. "Vorn remembers my face. I'll tell my father." But not letting Zion go far, Vorn seriously uses one technique from the black bow, absorbing all the power from nature into a single arrow. Vorn's arrow pierces the sky. 1 person and 1 dragon immediately vanish. After that day, Ellen returns to the Chitted Kingdom and informs the king about everything. Vorn also officially declares war on Then. A third party is formed. At Ellen's castle, she explains that, for the king, it doesn't matter who wins or loses, as long as the king benefits from that war. The hierarchy is operated by the king at the top. Under the king are 7 female generals, and Ellen is one of them. The conversation is interrupted by the appearance of another female general, the Snow Princess, Mala. She comes to say that Ven has many allies and friends outside the kingdom, and she is one of them. The two are so into their conversation when they realize they have fallen into the trap of assassins. It is the famous Serash assassin force. While fighting, Lim is bitten by a snake and severely poisoned. Vorn doesn't think much and immediately gives her first aid. Snow Princess Ludmila activates her special move, Cielo Zamkafa, a move that wipes out the entire squad of the infamous Serash assassins. To thank Vorn for saving Lim's life, Princess Ellen prepares a special reward for him. After the failure, Ven makes a plan, sending out his strongest warrior, the Black Knight Roland, who possesses the hegemonic divine weapon Durandal. On the way to the mission, Vorn meets another female general, Sophia. According to Sophia, King Brune is currently ill, and Vorn is considered a traitor. Now he will have to face the king's strongest army. The leader of the army is the Black Knight Roland, who will carry out all the orders of the king. That army is called the Orders of Navarre. The battle takes place above a wasteland. If it was purely a battle of strength, Ellen would be no match for Roland. After knocking Ellen away, Roland changes his target to Vorn. Going head-to-head with Roland is a stupid thing, but with Vorn's superb archery skills, Roland is left frozen for a few seconds, wondering just how strong Vorn could end up being. Soon, Ellen also realizes that Vorn is badly injured and blacks out. With the help of Sophia and the arrival of Count Masha's 300-strong battalion, Roland withdraws his troops and stops chasing after them. According to Count Masha's, he snuck into the place. There, he saw the king going crazy, becoming a child playing with toy blocks. The next morning, despite their still healing wounds, Ellen's Comet Dust Legion continued their fighting, creating a formation and heading to the south. While his teammates and comrades are fighting outside, Vorn follows the call of the Black Bow to a ruin. Tirnafa, the goddess who controls darkness, light, and death, grants Vorn strength. In return, Vorn must prove to her that he is determined enough. Vorn adjusts the power of the arrow, making it disappear before hitting Tita's body. Back to the battlefield. Thanks to Ellen's strategy, the Comet Dust Legion has completely overpowered the enemy. But the important issue here is Roland. After separating Roland from his formation, Ellen teams up with Sophia, performing a series of attacks aimed directly at Roland. But Roland simply cuts them all in half with a sword. Very soon, an arrow at an extremely long distance is shot. Yes, that is Vorn's arrow. For the first time during the battle, Roland is using two hands to hold the sword in a severely wounded status. Vorn focuses all his strength into a single arrow. Facing the arrow, Roland successfully cuts it in half. But right after that, Roland has to surrender. He's completely exhausted and his hands are completely numb. After the defeat against Vorn and his party, as promised, Roland withdrew his army and returned to the palace. He comes to meet the king, but at the palace, Roland is sentenced to death by Earl Ganella. This video ends here. The name of this anime is written inside the description below this video. Thank you for watching my video. If you feel you like it, please click like and subscribe to support me.